There is a moment, quiet, almost invisible, when a woman realizes she is tired. Not tired of doing, but tired of being watched, tired of being evaluated, tired of being interpreted, tired of being approved. This episode begins there, because when you stop seeking approval, something inside you breaks, and something else wakes up. At first, it feels like loss. You notice the silence where compliments used to live. You notice the discomfort when no one reassures you. You wonder, am I still valuable if no one reflects me back? Approval is not love, it is orientation. Most women are taught, from a very young age, to orient themselves through others, through praise, through attraction, through validation. You learn who you are by how you are received, and this is why stopping approval seeking feels like stepping into fog. No applause, no feedback, no mirror, just you. In the last episode, we spoke about individuation, about leaving the persona, about confronting the shadow. This is the next threshold, because approval is one of the most powerful chains of the feminine persona. Approval keeps you polite, predictable, performative. It rewards consistency, not truth. When you stop seeking it, people feel it before you explain it. Your tone changes, your pace slows, your gaze steadies. You are no longer asking, "Am I allowed?" You are stating, "This is where I stand," and that unsettles the world. Some people withdraw, some criticize, some try to correct you, not because you are wrong, but because you are no longer manageable. Approval-seeking women are easy to guide, easy to influence, easy to shape. A woman who no longer needs approval becomes opaque. She listens, but she does not bend. This is where fear appears, the fear of being misunderstood, the fear of being disliked, the fear of being alone. Carl Jung believed that the fear of disapproval is often the fear of the shadow, because when you stop seeking approval, your shadow comes closer. You say no without justification. You rest without apology. You choose without explaining. And suddenly, you are not always nice, you are honest. Honesty costs approval. This is why so many women return to old patterns just to feel safe again. They soften their voice. They minimize their needs. They laugh when they don't want to. Approval becomes emotional anesthesia. But individuation does not numb, it awakens, and awakening is uncomfortable. At first, you may feel selfish, cold, detached, but look closer. You are not less loving, you are less performative. You are no longer negotiating your worth in every interaction. Fashion begins to shift here. You stop dressing to be liked and start dressing to feel aligned. Textures matter more than trends. Comfort matters more than compliments. Your style becomes quieter, but more intentional. In cinema, this is the moment when the heroine stops explaining herself. The camera lingers. She doesn't speak. She simply is. This is not arrogance. This is self-reference. Self-reference is dangerous in a world that profits from your doubt. When you stop seeking approval, you reclaim energy, energy that was leaking through overthinking, through people-pleasing, through anticipation. You sleep differently. You walk differently. You listen differently. You notice your intuition again, because approval-seeking is loud. It drowns out inner signals with external noise. Without it, your inner voice grows clearer, not kinder, clearer, and clarity can feel brutal. You realize how many choices were not yours, how many dreams were borrowed, how many limits were accepted. Grief appears here, grief for the woman you performed, grief for the years spent adjusting. This grief is sacred. It means the illusion is dissolving. And then something stabilizes, a quiet authority. You don't announce boundaries, you embody them. You don't demand respect, you expect coherence. Some people rise to meet you. Others fall away. This is not punishment, it is sorting. Individuation always sorts. The most seductive thing about approval is the illusion of belonging, but true belonging requires presence, and presence does not beg. When you stop seeking approval, loneliness may visit, but it is a clean loneliness, not the loneliness of abandonment, but the loneliness of sovereignty. From this place, love becomes different. You no longer chase, you recognize. You no longer audition, you choose. And slowly, without forcing, without declaring, you feel at home, not admired, not validated, but aligned. This is the feminine power no one teaches, because it cannot be sold, or packaged, or praised. It can only be lived. If this episode stirred something, stay with that discomfort. It is not emptiness, it is space, and space is where the self enters. In the next episode, we will explore why loneliness is not a failure, but a psychological initiation. Until then, notice where you are still asking for permission, and gently withdraw the question.